Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about computer specs and how it relates to music production. So let's fire it up. So now we're down to hard drive space or storage. It's not that complicated. You need a lot of storage based on what you're doing. You'll see, based on how often you're doing sessions, how much work you have, the type of work you have. If you're doing a lot of film scoring and mixing that stuff, you're gonna have a lot of audio. If you're recording, let's say, live bands at an event once or twice a week, and they're recording for like an hour and a half sets, and this is something that you're consistently doing, you're gonna need a lot of hard drive space. Over time, hard drives are going to fill up. You're going to need more hard drives. My main advice is to make sure that you're saving everything on externals. Do not do work on your internal hard drive. It is like the cardinal sin number one. I actually talked about that in one of my text-based blogs dealing with storage. Never save anything that you create on your internal hard drive. That your system drive is the first one to go down. If anything goes wrong, if any system files get corrupted, that's the first thing you're gonna have to reformat. And once you reformat it, all your information is gonna be wiped clean. So keep everything on an external. And if you have a heavy workload of always recording a lot of audio, then you're gonna need a lot of hard drives. And you don't need to buy them all at once. You just basically, when your hard drive is full, you're going to have to keep buying new hard drives, and of course also storing the ones that you are not using in a very responsible and safe way, so that 2 years later, if you need to get back to it, you can. And that's pretty much it with hard drives. I mean, you can use a huge internal hard drive if you are going to have these humongous libraries, like a piano library that's 20-30 gigs, and drum libraries and symphonic libraries that can be 60-80 gigs. Then of course you're going to need a huge internal hard drive if you choose to store your library, your sound libraries, on your internal hard drive, but you also can put that on an external. And once again, I would say store it safely, responsibly, and back up often. RAM can be a little bit confusing. People tend to mistake RAM with hard drive space and storage, but hard drive space and storage is hard drive space. And you definitely want a processor that's going to do that very fast and very efficiently. So there's tons of processors out there, and lately, over the last probably 5 or 7 years, they started having the dual core processors and quad core. So definitely use those analyzers to see what's going on visually in the whole frequency spectrum. Tip number 3, learn and understand how to use the tools that you are using to do the mix, like your compressors.